Just want to say TGI Friday, who's with me? But I want to say I look at every day like Friday because I love what I do. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today, how to make your world go from ordinary to extraordinary, from a workout perspective all the way through your life. And I saw that this morning. I just want to say I'm honored to be here at 8 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going against the traffic. And that's what I feel like in my life. I'm going against the grain. You see all these people just driving, a lot of unhappy faces going to work, doing their ordinary things. And I just applaud y'all here because you're here at 8 in the morning, so you're probably doing something a little different that can allow you to be here and not, just following the traffic pattern of living that ordinary life. And so I want to share with you a little bit about what excites me, but first I want to just random call out small group here. I want to know what excites you about being in the health and fitness world. Just some call outs. What excites you?
I think there's so many people that do it initially to just make themselves look better, but once they get into it, they realize that it affects all parts of their lives.
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden, things that would cause an ache or a pain, or your back hurts, or you strain something, that doesn't happen as much anymore. And that's a major change in life.
I'm going to be talking about that a lot today, because feelings and how you feel. I always feel like the side benefit is you look good. You look good if you feel good first. That's just a result. What else about being healthy or fit? What about being in this world? Why are you in it? What excites you?
I think creating a space for people that connect in a healthy environment where they feel supported and elevated by other healthy people.
Exactly. That group feeling, that camaraderie and teamwork of people uplifting each other, that excites me. That excites you. What else excites you?
I just want to help people change their lives, people that are just going nowhere, or children that are just looking, I've said that I have a teaching background, and there's nothing worse than being the fat, unattractive, whether you're male or female, middle school kid.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't start, in the beginning, that's where it goes. And then they just have a miserable life. They
Yep.
really do have a miserable life.
Kids can be so mean.
They're mean.
Impacting lives, that excites you. That excites me too. And I also come from an education background. Fitness is new to me. I've been in the fitness world for about 1.5 to 2 years, running the business side of what we do at Pearl Street Fitness. I'm not a trainer. I get to say I take our classes and do our staff development. But before this, I was an educator. I grew an education technology company nationally, and just worked and studied the effects of confidence on kids and how that affected the positive aspects of their life and their outlook on life. And now we take a lot of those same things and we apply them to adults to create that feeling. And it's amazing, we're all people, whether it affects kids or adults, it's creating that feeling of what excites us and what leads us into this path, because we're all here today. I mean, the things that excite me is I can't wait to turn 40 looking better than I did at 30. Aging in reverse, that excites me. Living my life like I'm on vacation, making my own hours, or extending last week, my summer, by an extra week and heading to San Diego, having our busiest week ever at our gym since we opened while I'm on vacation. That excites me a lot. Following what excites you and what inspires you, when you are drawn to the things that excite you, there's that natural pull. And if you follow that, then you have the ability to inspire others because you know what inspires you first. And if you follow that pull and you follow that inspiration, that's the most important key to success. And I've trained hundreds of entrepreneurs all over the country, worked with a lot of teachers and educators on this impact of how do you lead, how do you truly lead people to be excited about their lives and want to follow their dreams and everything else. How to flow that whole positive thing, like you talked about, it becomes an entire cycle, how to flip that switch. And sometimes it's just a fitness piece, sometimes it's nutrition, sometimes it's just showing you care, just that little flip that you can switch in people, and it starts to spin their life positively in that good direction. Because we feel like we've started a movement, And, this movement of strong, confident people is not just strength and looking good, but strong in your mind and just happy. When we first opened, someone asked me, Laura, if you could have a billboard up on, Santa Fe, like with what your definition of fit people would be. Like, what does fit people look like to you? Like, is it the big and bulky and this and that? And I'm like, or is it this, is it that? And I'm like, okay, well, I've done CrossFit, I've done this, I've done all these amazing workouts over so many years. I've worked out with my husband for half my life, 19 years. And we took all the best of. But what do I really see as fit when I close my eyes and I picture that billboard? I see just happy people. I see happy people linking arms, uplifting each other. So what I train people on is really to lead with your heart. And when you lead with your heart and not your mind, we always, I had this original discussion with Ryan when he's like, hey, I'm launching this thing and it's gonna be called Fit Mornings and would you like to be a part of it? And I'm so interested, there's other places closing and you guys just keep opening, 3 locations in less than 2 years, like how do you do it? And no advertising and no this. I said, well, we're leading, with this. We're leading with our heart, and that's starting a movement, and it's starting people to just grasp on to what we're doing. But it's also because we don't lead with our head. Like, what happens is when you start to lead with your heart, you stop overthinking things. Things become actually easier. You don't think about what's the latest class, what's the latest certification, what's the latest gadget or equipment that I need to bring in. Oh no, this place is doing this. Do I need to, spend the investment and get this now to keep up with them? Then you're overthinking it. When you lead truly with your heart, you're drawing people into you, the energy, that positive energy. So I have 5 kind of keys that I've trained our people on, and I train, from business owners to our own trainers on 5 keys to lead with your heart, and that's what I'm going to be talking about right now. So the first thing to do in order to lead with your heart is to reflect the feeling in you first. That's the first key. When you reflect the feeling in you first, it's not just authentic and genuine. Like, here's an example. It's a feeling. You can't tell someone how to feel. You can't go to your potential spouse or boyfriend or whoever and say, love me. Love is a feeling. Love, passion, care, those all come from the heart. So you can't tell someone, believe in yourself. Go kill that. Go do whatever you do on those things. You got to believe that they could do it. And if you believe in them first, they'll start believing in themselves. You have to believe in them before they even thought to believe in themselves. And that belief has to come from your heart. The same thing, if someone's having a really bad day, just saying what's the matter does not make them feel better. That just keeps it right here in the head. Well, what's the matter? What's the matter with me? Like, you think something's the matter with me? What else is the matter with me? Those are just all negative feelings. Think about, negative feelings. Oh, I can't do that. I can't conquer this. Those all land in your head. But if you truly lead people with your heart, you could do that. I believe in you. You're going to do this. You push them to those new heights, and that all comes from in here. But you have to reflect it genuinely within you first, or they won't follow. You will not be believable, which leads me to my second point. The second key is spread good, contagious energy. When I feel feelings, I feel them in the sense of energy. I kind of go towards the positive energy. That's just who I am. I like that bright light. I shy away from negative energy, but all feelings are energy, and energy is contagious. That's why I love group training, because I love feeding off the energy of other people. So if you're first being believed in, that first key, by whoever's leading you, and then that energy, that positive energy starts spreading, it's like a magical experience. You start feeling it from everybody else in that room. And sometimes it's like whether there's 5 people or 10 people or 50 people, just feeding off that positive energy. And the key to that is it's in everything that you're not saying. Like right now, the brain science behind all that is your left brain right now is just listening to what I'm saying, and you're analyzing all these words and our language. But like 90% of what you're perceiving with me right now is everything else I'm not saying. My body language, my intonation, whether you decide that I'm believable. Am I believable? is everything else. It's in everything you're not saying. So I train our trainers this all the time. It's like, stop talking. Just, stop saying some things, because sometimes I know when I'm in our workout and like my endorphins kick in and I was like, what did he say to do again? Like, I don't even hear the words anymore. Everything, when you truly lead with your heart and, is in everything that you're not saying. It's not in your words. It's in your body language. If a trainer says like, but he didn't do it, or she didn't do it right, or, she wasn't listening to me. It's like, well, it's not listening just to what you're saying. I said the right things. It's not what you're saying. It's everything else that you're doing. So, that's the brain science behind it, is that the left brain's analyzing, the right brain is taking in everything else. And then there's a little connector piece at the bottom of your brain that connects those two pieces together, and then it assimilates all that information and it decides, like, gosh, is that person believable? Am I going to follow that person? So the more you realize, not only are you following your heart, but also how you're saying things and your tone and everything else that you're delivering will have a greater impact on your experience. The third thing is something that from when I grew up. My mom was also an educator. And we grew up in a philosophy that we dropped all the labels and we set high expectations. And our motto is expect plus respect equals success. High expectations and respect for every person leads them to a successful experience. When I mean drop the labels, as soon as someone walks through that door, I don't care if they're an Ironman, triathlete, like housewife, have to lose 40 pounds, whatever their situation is, this is the time that they could drop all that baggage and feel like they're walking on cloud 9, because suddenly, they're in an experience where, you don't have to worry about everything in your outside world. In today's world, we are in my other company is an education technology company. Technology is good for me, but we're stuck like this, texting, and we're stuck on our little phones. And in today's world, a new luxury has emerged in group personal training, where it's a new luxury to have a personalized experience. We are so impersonal today with everything going on in our fast-paced world. So let those people, when they walk in, experience the feeling of dropping the labels. We don't care what, Then the diversity in the class environment is, a 62-year-old working out next to a 28-year-old, working out next to an Ironman, working out next to that person who needs to lose 40 pounds, working at their own personal best. So the expectation is really expect to just be at your personal best that particular day. I don't care how many reps that they do, quality over quantity. We just want to have people leave that door feeling very uplifted. So that's an important thing, is to drop those labels. And then we set one label: strong, confident people. When you walk through our door, you are a strong, confident person. So whatever it is, when they have the same label, and it was in a classroom and I was teaching kids, is you're all really good. You are my favorite students. You are the best kids. And they all rose to that. I don't care if you're ADHD, you got this, you got that, or whatever's going on in your life. We know that there's such few hours that we might even be able to touch people's lives. So if we can make that experience happen where they can drop the labels and be part of this group of strong, confident people, suddenly that unites them too. So those people who have all that diversity sitting next to one another and working out together and going through this experience together feel like they're part of that group, feel like they're part of that team. The fourth thing is to show you love what you do. It's always more powerful if people can kind of overhear you talking about them in a good way. My 10:15 class today just killed it. They crushed it. You could be saying as the people are walking out the door. They want to hear you. It's like one thing to be told like how great you are, or you're good, or you're this or that. It's another whole thing to overhear it. And you could overhear it in today's world in many ways. You can overhear it by posting it out on Facebook. Just snapping the little snap of like, look at like what Sarah did. Look at what Nick did today. Like, that is amazing. Like, they had no idea that they could do this, but we pushed them to this limit, and that these people amaze me. Focus on the people and the experience and their feelings, not just, the whatever they're doing, but focus on their effort and what they accomplished. So when you show you love what you do and you become your own brand and you're posting that out on Facebook and, in the world of social media, you're telling people as they're walking in to the other class that might be walking out, that is a very powerful branding experience that happens, that makes people just feel good, and that carries over to everything. So show you love what you do, because they will feed off your energy. I love being here. If you don't love it, you're going to be just like those people that I saw this morning, driving in the cars looking unhappy. The fifth thing is to celebrate achievements. Celebrate achievements big and small. This is actually a really big thing. I talk also about what defines success. I mean, for me, we've been successful in other businesses, but what really defines success is that feeling of I did it. I am such a go-getter. I'd like to have my plate very full with lots of exciting things that excite me. But there's nothing that's more rewarding to me than bringing out the greatness in people and feeling that I did it, feeling that success, I accomplished that. And I think that the best trainers can recognize that there's opportunities, especially throughout class and during a training session, those exist everywhere. They exist everywhere. They're constantly going on. And when you celebrate achievements big, oh my goodness, this class is all doing this, you're crushing it, you're doing awesome. But it's also the little moments. Those are the most important. We train our trainers, go around to each person during every single class and whisper to them something that makes them smile, something that points out their effort. There's a lot of, analyzing motivation versus praise. And you can motivate someone by just good job, class. And I've been to so many classes where you're just, feeling like another number. You're just, here I am. They don't know me by name. I'm just being good jobbed, through this. And I got a good workout, but that's just ordinary. Extraordinary is, wow, that person just took that 2 seconds to come over to me and whisper to me just something special that I did that they noticed in that work, in that push-up I just did, or something that's effort-based. So motivation versus praise is when you praise someone about something that they just did and focusing on the how that they did it. They will actually, as a trainer, look for you, or as a teacher, they will look for you next time and be like, Laura, look what I just did now. They will want to work harder for you, way beyond just the good jobs. That's just the slap in the face. So celebrate those achievements, celebrate the big achievements and big milestones, but also celebrate those little ones. And that's a very important key as far as, leading with your heart. Know that leading with your heart is something, again, that's why I started this talk by saying what inspires you, what gets you excited about being in this. Because 19 out of 20 of those people that are driving don't know what inspires them. They are just going through their day and probably they're going to have a midlife crisis someday that they didn't follow something. And, you guys are all here for a reason, and that's interesting to me that you're following something. But if you truly follow what excites you, people ask me that all the time, how did you guys grow so fast? How are you expanding so quickly? And I just want to sometimes take people and shake them and just be like, you know what? When did you lose the feeling that the power's right here? It's in you. When did you forget feeling this? We all have the power. We are all gifted the gift to feel emotion. You can either follow a path of negativity and sadness and unhappiness. You can go there, and just by living those, the 19 out of 20 people driving, or you can live a life where you're following your happiness and what excites you and what drives you. Because, like I said before, that power is in you. It's in your heart. And follow that. It's different for all of us. But if you know that, you will be super inspiring to everybody else. Thank you.